Alright, let's do it. Black Asta. There's been so many opinions. I've even made my videos yesterday on how I feel about him. Of course, I had a full day of me just kind of using him, kind of seeing where I'm at with him. Of course, I've got the luxury of using my Asta, who is juiced out the max, right? Completely maxed out and whatnot. 73k, I believe. I can probably bump it up, and I probably will do with his power level. But overall, my Asta is just pay to win, juiced up. And so, having that Asta to use with, this is what I've got to say. Alright, so right now you guys are going to be watching some footage of how Asta's going to be working and whatnot. I also did a little bit of Nuking, reached a good number for Asta. Keep in mind, I don't have Witch Queen, so I have to resort to using the full Nuking team. Now, when it comes to Black Asta, I will give him props to say, tank, he's good. In the tank department, he's damn freaking good. I should also clarify, once again, my Asta is 100% maxed out with his skill page and the character. Yes, okay, so just want to clarify that. If you are going to go with a free-to-play Asta, Black Asta, he's going to be doo-doo, straight up. If you don't invest into him, he's not going to be as good as people would want him to be, or as people are seeing him to be, of course. But from the Asta that I have, that's from what I'm going with when it comes to this video itself, when I say what I say, tank, good. I actually do like him as a tank. I'm actually starting to enjoy him, using him as a tank role. Now, what I've come to the conclusion also is the anti-magic, which is, again, as I've said in yesterday's video, is kind of like the big sell point. It's more of a red button, right? Because of course we've all, I'm starting to see people come to the realization that the 40% threshold is pretty low, and at that point it does put Asta in that position of just getting completely O-code, so you don't actually get to use the anti-magic, because of course he is a tank and he's slow as hell, right? So enemies can quite easily get turns in, and this doesn't just go for PvP, this also goes for PvE, especially with the boss fights and whatnot. The anti-magic is a red button. I think that's kind of like on what they're trying to go with, and so it's kind of like a make or break. It's the last ditch of effort to get that big nuking to just give you that W. To honestly just give you the W. So right now, as you guys are seeing right now, you guys are going to see the power of Asta, of how well he's a tank is. And I think that's the thing that I love, is that he's a tank, right? So he's there taking all the hits. Obviously, every other team around you, being your attackers, your supporters, your healers, I mean, they're going to just slowly drop off if there is longevity within the fight. So again, I'm going against this boss. He's completely butchering me, but Asta's the tank. And we have a secret weapon. Our tank has the red button, so it kind of ensures us that we can at least hit it once to potentially give us that W, and that's exactly what you're going to be seeing. I think that is what I'm going with. That's what my mindset is at when it comes to me using Black Asta. That's kind of how I'm going to be using him. As much as I would love to use the anti-magic consistently, I think with how broken and powerful it is, that's kind of why they gave it the 40% threshold. And if we use it as a red button moment, then I think that's going to be the best way on how this Black Asta is going to be used. And I guess for us, the players, I don't know, maybe I'm coping, maybe people want something more broken, who knows, but it kind of puts me at ease knowing that this is kind of fair, the way I'm looking at it, right? So right now, my whole squad is getting... Also, I apologize with the footage, I was playing it on my phone, and I was recording. So like, without the anti-magic, his damage output is pretty acceptable for a tank, right? Because they're not there to do damage. He's there to tank, absorb damage, and provide defenseness and total defense for my whole team. So everyone's getting completely wiped. Noelle's doing her little... Oh, by the way, I don't have the correct gear on Noelle, that's why she's hitting so low. But regardless, it's fine. And we're getting a little bit of damage in. I will say, yeah, I don't know how Black Asta will be in a free-to-play way. I don't think he's going to be anywhere near as good to if you 200% max him. So right now my whole team is gone. Asta's the remaining unit left. He's got the red button, which is exactly what we want. He's absorbing, he's tanking. My team at least managed to help out Asta to get the boss's health down by 50%. And keep in mind, the nuke is within Asta. And once that 40% is hit, and by the way, once you start losing HP, the Asta does pick up his damage. That's one thing which I've been noticing. Asta has the nuke, the boss is doing all the damage. My team supported me as much as they can to get the HP down, which gives me an open field to pretty much do this. Right? If we look at Asta, and if we go around using him as the red button Black Asta, Yeah, red button Black Asta, that works. I think, yeah, I think, and by the way, this was on the hardest difficulty too. So like, I'm gonna go with that strategy, I'm gonna go with that mechanic, and that's how I'm gonna be using my Black Asta. Alright, now we got some nuking. So I wanted to see what my Asta could do. Now, just to clarify, this team is the best nuking team setup I believe that there is. Global, you can't do it because you don't have because of course he's been taken off from season 2, so he'll be, when he does come to global, then you guys can do a full-on nuke and actually get the best possible number. But I wouldn't say that realistically this nuking team is more of a showcase, right? Just to see what numbers characters can produce. It's not viable for PvE nor for PvP. Of course, if you have Witch Queen, that's only one character that can boost up Asta to do insane amount of damage, so that's more viable, right? You can actually utilize that combination in different scenarios, different situations, of course. This, on the other hand, unfortunately, it's more for showcasing purposes, which sucks, and this is kind of why I want Witch Queen, but it is what it is. But I wanted to see what my Asta could do, so obviously there's been numbers being thrown around to say that Asta can hit over 1 million, and so I wanted to see what my Asta was capable of. So pretty much getting the nuking going on, obviously dropping the enemy's defense, applying incapacitate. Sally's giving me the crit rate, crit damage up, of course. Gorgeous giving me permanent, I believe 5% attack boost. I might be wrong with that one, but he's also applying, I believe, the incapacitate. So everything is being applied. My Asta thankfully just manages to live. And so, yeah, making sure that the full animation is being played out because I want to see what I get. And the final result to what my Asta was hitting for was 1.6 million, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that is that's a nuke. Alright, so what we're going to do to end off the video, I'm going to see if I can one-shot this character just with Asta. Just with Asta. Not going to lie, I'm slightly nervous. But we'll see what we can do, I guess. Now, I should also clarify, if you are trying, well, I know some people will probably want like a DPS version of Asta. I truly do believe that, obviously, at that point, Witch Queen is going to be a character that is heavily needed. I think the Witch Queen does bring out the better of Asta. Now, so something also to mention, some people might say, why didn't you just add life-stealing gear set? And in the case of fighting multiple enemies, yeah, you could. That's viable, right? You drop down below 40%. You've got multiple characters coming at you, right? You have your lifesteal gear set on, which is just 2-piece, because all you need is 2-piece. And then the minute you Oko an enemy, of course you could do a crazy amount of damage, and at that point you'll probably be back to full health. That's completely viable. You can do that if you want to. That's actually not a bad idea, just want to say that. But in the case of bosses, 2-piece ain't gonna be enough. At that point you are going to have to run a 4-piece gear set, so now you're removing 2 gear set pieces, which could be very vital to help out Asta in certain areas with like defense, etc, of course. So there's just multiple things to kind of look into with the life-stealing gear set. Like, don't get me wrong, depending on the situation that you're in, it can actually work nicely with Asta. Now unfortunately I don't have a specific lifesteal gear set to help him in his attacking region. I only have magic attack, so I really can't do lifestealing gear sets right now, and I don't have the materials to build one yet. But I'm just saying to those people that are, because I've seen a few comments, you know, talking about lifestealing gear sets. You're right, no, it can work in a specific area, so we can't take that out of the equation. So I'll give you props on that. That is, you can use it in multiple enemy situations, I will say that. 2 pieces at least. I really wouldn't consider doing the 4-piece for the gear set. It really does scuff him up. I don't know, it's just my opinion. Anyway, what am I doing again? Oh yeah, we're going to try and beat this man up. Oh, nice. We'll take that. Okay. We eating, we tanking, we eating, we tanking. Ow. Okay. Oh! Oh! Asta, you beast! Asta, solo dolo, my guy. Jeez. Okay, well, I think I'll leave it there. So, actually, that's insane, bro. My boy Asta, hey, not even need to drop 1 million. My guy was cleaning house. So the boss has what, 700k health? Damn, Master. Well, there you go. He can solo a boss if he wants to. Well, in this case, there's 2 phases, but still, soloing a boss, it kind of counts. So that's kind of one of the things which I really wanted to kind of mention about Asta. This Black Asta, you know. I think with the way I was looking at it, because I don't know how everyone else was looking at this Asta and this Black Asta and trying to run with it, but I think I was looking at it in a wrong way because I was very disappointed. Like, I think the only thing I'm really disappointed is that I wanted something as a fun character like Noel and Julius with how consistent they are. Whereas this Asta, I don't think he's going to have any consistency within PvP. And then when it comes to PvE is where this Black Asta completely cracks out. But he is kind of put behind a paywall due to the fact that you need to like 200% max him out. Just to clarify, when I say 200% max him out, I'm talking about maxing out the character and maxing out his skill page. If you're going to be free to play about it, okay, his Greymore is a must. You need his Greymore. I'm going to put that out there right now. And character max out is going to be also a must because you need that LR +5 ability to support your whole team with immunities and for like stuns, etc. and all that good stuff. But if you want the nuking power that comes from his max out skill, Greymore skill page, yeah. So Black Asta is good, but he requires your preparation ahead of time, especially if you're going to be free to play, and needing to be maxed out. I think that's the key thing about it. But other than that, if you use Asta as a red button tank, then there's great success to have with this character. Great success.